similarities between the two teams, but for the most part, just gonna pick a bunch of disables in their drafts, and we're gonna see some, maybe one quirky hero in the whole series, or not in the whole series, in each game. I don't think we're gonna see too much out of the ordinary. I think both these teams are gonna go all out. They really want this win, just for pride's sake, and going into the playoffs feeling good.
But if there is a time to experiment with your draft as Aster, I think now is a pretty good time to do it comfortably.
True. Yeah, I agree with that. Well, the draft is now live, so let's waste no time in jumping into it with both feet forwards. And we've got ourselves a puck pickup already from IG. So, I mean, it's not a spirit, but it's still the same similar idea, right? It jumps around a lot, it casts a lot of spells, very high tempo, exactly the kind of hero you want to see Emo playing.
Agreed. And this lion pick out of Aster, we actually haven't seen that many lions in the first two picks as I thought we would, but lion coming out of Aster is not a surprise for me. It's an excellent hero. It covers all the disables that you would need in your draft. You don't have to worry about it later. It's a great hero against Puck. It's a great hero against all of Emo's hero pool, really. So I can see lion being a very contested pick in this series.
It's a very good reactionary pick here, but this is my feeling about Puck. I'm sorry, Lion against Puck. There are situations where the Puck is just so farmed that you can't do anything as a Lion. You either he blinks on you, he instant silences you, then he hits you with the Witchblade, he orbs out, and you kind of just tick away to the Witchblade, and it's like a full damage burst combo there. So there's always that potential too. And right now they picked two supports in the first phase, and I don't think Wyvern is that good against the Puck either. So I'm not so sure about Aster and why they did this. Just taking two supports like that.
Taking two supports in the first phase is odd, but Lion is the best hero you can pick against Puck. Sure, Puck can kill him, but your job as a Lion is to not show until the Puck shows, and then you just hex him. And that's kind of how you handle the hero. But you made a lot of good points. Puck does excel in killing supports like Wyvern and Lion. And if you pair him up with a Hoodwink on top of everything, that's even more kill potential. Someone who can snipe from a distance. Sharpshooter is great through a Cold Embrace. It's very bursty. She can set up on sidelines for Puck when he inevitably gets his BO2s. So lots of action coming out of IG's first two picks.
10 seconds.
It's what I want to see from them, honestly. I like this a lot. I think this is a very high-pace opening. But Aster, I think they've also answered it really well, though. Whilst you say, yeah, Wyvern, he might set up for a sharp shot and get killed by Puck a little bit, I still like to see a defensive support along with an aggressive support. I think Lion and Wyvern complement each other really nicely. And now they'll grab the Luna as well. Wow, getting through the second phase of bans. So clearly both teams feeling like they can deal with the Luna. IG even more so than Aster, as Aster had the first pick coming out of this ban. I mean, what is their answer to this Luna then?
Well, illusion heroes would be very hard to pick, especially against the Lion. Chaos Knight, we saw that earlier today, not going to happen against Winter Wyvern. Terrorblade's already gone. They just banned it and picked the Luna out of the phase. I think IG are a little bit limited, but they, Fly, he's got some good sneaky heroes that he can bust out.
Yep. I mean, we have seen some Grimstrokes in response to Luna, but the problem is, typically, when you see a Hoodwink, especially in this region, it's position 4. But if they're willing to give Grimstroke some more farm priority, I can see him being a good pick here.
Yeah, what about the Spectre as a carry answer? Because we've seen that have relative success against Luna in the past as well. But
another Brood?
I think we'll leave that to the side as we see this Broodmother picked up by IG, another one.
I feel like this hero has a lose streak right now.
It is, yeah, 2-game lose streak. Maybe more.
10 seconds.
There was that one game against the Naga as well that it lost.
5 seconds remaining.
Definitely a negative win rate record right now.
Maybe this will be the game to break that streak.
It's much easier this game because for a fact that the Luna and the Wyvern have to leave the bottom lane the top lane against the Brood. So Mars could be the pickup now for Aster to have someone who can swing over to the safe lane and protect that tower while the Luna just jungles, because you want to delay the Brood ability to take the tower as long as you can.
Mars would be a good solution here. Axe is also another hero that comes to mind, although he has been favored more this tournament as a carry than as an offlaner. But that's also a potential solution to the Brood. We've seen some Magnuses in responses to Brood as well. Tidehunter is a hero that does that thing. He can definitely just go to the Brood lane and defend that tower. He's quite tanky and does have Anchor Smash.
Yep.
I am really digging an Ursa pick here for IG, or even a Slark. Like, I see Tide and I see Luna. I think those are the two heroes that are the best against these two.
5 seconds.
Of course, that you already see.
I'm not a fan of the Slark pick at all, but it would be nice to see an Ursa. You've been begging for an Ursa pick, Steven, and they just haven't been coming. So
I've been begging.
Ursa...
Yep. What happened anyway? Like, just a couple months ago, or even last month, people were picking Ursa all the time, and now it's just not even on the radar.
Maybe it's just time for that bear to hibernate. You know, it's had its time in the sun.
That was a good one. That was
It was a good one.
that was a good one.
Thank you. I would like to see. Is she banned out? And Alina got banned down.
Have you guys ever seen a bear in real life?
No.
No.
They're pretty.
Radiant
I have.
team
They're pretty awesome. They're like, I don't know. You don't expect them to look as intimidating as they do, but you go near one, you're like, why would anyone go near this? Because you always hear stories about people going near bears and getting their faces mauled off, and you look at it and you go, yeah, this thing could maul my face off. But apparently, some people don't have that survival instinct.
10
Talking about
seconds
survival
remaining.
instincts, Medusa, don't go near snakes. They'll bite you, poison you, kill you. And
5
will this
seconds.
Medusa be
Snakes are-
killing anyone this game?
Snakes are underrated
Snakes.
as
terms
an
of-
animal and as a pet. Like snakes can make good pets. I just want that to be known. Carry on.
Noted. Thank you. Is this Medusa going to be killing people? Is it a good Medusa game? Is this a nice matchup into the Luna?
Well, it's kind of like a nothing matchup, to be honest.
Yeah.
Dusa and Luna, they don't really interact with each other that much, and in 1v1 situations, it just comes down to who's got more farm or who's killed the opponent team faster.
Yeah,
But
pretty much.
against like Lion, it's hard for Dusa, but Lion needs to be farmed, and Lion cannot afford to deal with Dusa if he's got to think about Puck. So they have a lot of like things on IG that this Lion has to worry about, which I think is gonna make his game extremely hard. Tidehunter, not that good against Dusa. I mean, the Ravage, you're not really gonna be blowing her up under a Ravage with the heroes that you already have. So I'm looking for Aster to pick some kind of burst damage in this last pick, or else they're gonna have a difficult time team fighting.
I can see a Leshrac last pick coming
Yeah,
up for
I
Aster.
was gonna say Lesh seems.
Yeah, that's their bread and butter, right? And I'm actually surprised it's gone till the last pick here. But IG might have another plan here for what they want to deal with the Lesh in this last pick. Last time I watched White Album play against Puck with a Leshrac, he destroyed that Puck. I don't know how he did it, but all I saw was he just.
White Album
Sure.
knows his matchups very well on his mid heroes, particularly the Lush. They definitely do need an insane DPS mid hero to deal with the Medusa.
Yeah,
They really don't have that much damage
Can I
on
suggest
the Ravage.
another hero, which might seem a little bit abstract, but could be.
Here we
really
go
good?
into the dumpster with
No, I
Nomad.
promise it's not dumpster. It's not dumpster. It's into White Album's pocket. The hero he's
Alright, what is
famous
it?
for playing. Could it be a Shadow Fiend game?
Could be. I mean, it provides the burst damage, and it's actually pretty good. But it's
Alright,
just
they
going
go
to be
for
the
Leshrac.
Leshrac when
easy
it's in the
option.
pool.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so the thing about Shadow Fiend, while it can work, it can also die far too frequently. Leshrac is just a much more solid hero. He ticks a lot more boxes and gives more to his team.
Yep. Aster don't want to get too fruity with it. They'll keep it nice and simple with this Leshrac pickup, and that'll be the draft, guys. I mean, my concern here for IG is that it's too much on Emo. Emo needs to be the playmaker. He needs to be the tempo controller. He needs to stop Aster running at his Medusa. And I'm not sure he's got enough partners. I'm not sure they're going to really be able to let that happen to that extent. Aster aren't going to let that happen. I mean, this feels like a really good draft for Aster. I think they're in a really good place to take this game one.
So one good thing that IG have going for them is their top lane is actually, their safe lane is actually quite strong. Medusa shouldn't have too much of an issue with an ogre bodying for her, and she's gonna get bloodlusted later and farm a lot faster. So that is something that can kind of be their safety net. But I do like Aster's draft a lot more. I think they have the damage. I think they have the team fight. I think they have the lanes. I'm gonna go with Aster.
Okay. Yep, Aster again. Theban, are you gonna try and bet against them? You know,
All right, well,
it worked
I'm
well for you
5 for
earlier.
5 today. I'm 5 for 5
You are.
today. I don't know. I feel IG. I think Emo. Really? Something's telling me that Emo's gonna pop off this game.
If he does, I think it's a great game to do it. I mean, it's a great putt game. So, Emo, can he do it? Let's find out with our commentary duo of B Cup and Mo Farah.
Thank you very much, Nomad. Appreciate it. I'm going with the Ogre. Going IG. That's all I needed to see. Obviously, Ogre, the most important hero in this team.
Only if he goes Veil first, right?
True. If he goes anything other than Veil, then I'm out. But it has to be Veil first.
They seem to be,
I would almost.
I was going to say they seem to be opposite ends of the map at the moment, unfortunately. So where we normally have this stare down over the river.
Now we've got an empty river. I was going to
30
say,
seconds to battle.
it's interesting to look at what the offlaners are playing, just because, like, when you think about both these players, it's almost like they're playing each other's hero.
Yeah?
Like, I'd
Yeah, that's
much
true.
more think that XXS would be the Brood player, and then obviously JT is known for his Tide.
I don't mind this, though. I think
The battle begins.
Broodmother, very, very scary hero, obviously. But like they were saying, as long as you pick this position 3 hero that can come and exist in the lane that the Brood's in, feels much better to play against early game, at least. I really like the Lesh pick as well. I think it's really good. Obviously, they have the Wyvern with it as well as like some kind of pseudo save. It's not quite as good as the Oracle Lesh we saw the other day. But, yeah. I'm pretty favoured for Aster, I think.
Pretty favored. What kind of percentages are you giving over there?
Oh, it's close. I'm not like... I'd go like, maybe like 55-45.
Okay.
Ooh, the aggro tri-laning.
Both teams aggro tri-lane.
So, now the Brood gets to 1v1 a Tide. Ooh, lucky them.
Yeah.
Brood.
Back and forth the assault goes from both teams. Mid's also getting a little bit close. You've got Emo and White Album just throwing shots at each other. Looking for the stun. Oh, charges it up for a second. Didn't want it. And finally hits it onto Emo. Ollie just running forward. This is what ogres do. They just
Ogre
run.
smash.
They right click you. They don't care. But, well, they'll care if a great stun is landed by Borax.
How long has Kaka got left in his TP? Because he's only really just turned up to that lane, so... If it's a little while, that puts him in a bit of a disadvantage down here.
At 25 seconds.
Yeah, he's going to have to run down.
Not the best feeling. Giving up first blood and then having to walk it all the way back. Is there a point where you think this tri-lane feels a little bit better for IG?
Not really. And it's sad for them because, like, Dusa is this hero that really wants the levels online, right? You want the points in Snake, you want the points in Split Shot relatively early on so you can farm as efficiently as possible. Whereas, obviously, you kind of want them on Luna as well, but at the same time, you know, you're not as desperate.
Right. Right.
I don't know, at least they have good spells, though, on the Radiant side, right? To throw out. They are against 3 range heroes with the Lunar Blessing, but they've got Ignite, they've got Bushwhack, they've got Snake, all very strong abilities.
You cannot mess the Gorgon.
Now 2 minutes in and it's that 1 kill. Ollie not working with a lot of mana though anymore. Arctic Burn, Loosen Beam, and the Earth Spike coming in from Aster. So a lot being thrown the way of Fly to start this one off. Finally have Kaka back into the mix.
I think when they hit the level 3 especially, and they get the extra damage from the Lunar Blessing, this lane's going to feel really good for Aster.
Another Earth Spike. Another Lucent Beam. Firefly dealing with a lot here, but the Mystic Snake.
Oh, it doesn't bounce.
Oh, does not bounce to Lanham. A little bit fortunate there for Aster. For sure. I'm getting rid of that sentry that was blocking that camp, so Aster couldn't pull.
He might be in
her
trouble
spike
there.
in, and Ollie with no mana, and now no health.
By my horns, you'll not live to see the dawn.
God, I love Tri-Lane on Tri-Lane. It's very fun. You don't get to see it very often anymore.
It used to be just the standard thing. Try tries were happening a lot. Now they're not as exciting. I don't see them as much. Monet sitting level 3 now. They really want to put the aggression on. Finally, a bushwhack hits. They'll follow that up with an ignite and a fire blast, and they now look over at Fly. Oh boy, they take the Medusa out. These supports go for the supports on the side of Aster, and it looks like Aster are cleaning up. Ollie's still right-clicking. Lanham, ooh, bushwhack. Okay, they'll get one, maybe a second in Borax. Ollie with a double kill. Ogre doing ogre things.
Yeah, he's very much running in and sitting, isn't he? Just sitting on top of them, does not care. And the thing is, they're willing to go on the Medusa, which is great. I mean, the big thing is there, the Medusa dies, right? So
Right.
she misses out on all the XP and everything as well from the kills. But don't worry mind too much on IG. No, they get the 2 kills in return at least.
But you know who doesn't miss out? Ogre. And you know who's the most important part to this team? Ogre. Ignite. And, oh, good job there. That was really close, too. Quick on the Quelling Blade, because the focus was on the Ogre, and maybe you get away with that bushwhack, and that fight turns. Soul Ring for the Brood now. White Album chasing Emo. White Album level 6 before this puck, and phase shift. Fire Blast and the Ignite, and now White Album's gone in too far.
Guess who gets the XP for that?
Ogre!
The Ogre gets half the XP. That was a really great TP.
this time.
I'm really surprised he tried to dive so far, though. And I know you understand you have the level 6 advantage, but... Wow.
Oh, Kaka. It's the Bushwhack and the Acorn shot out. Still survives with a sliver of health. Pops the salve. Borax is there to stop it pretty quickly. Ignite, though, over on the Borax. And now the Ogre is back. Ogre. 3, 2, and 1 involved in all 4. White Album's come over to try and make something happen. Wants to punish Fly. Might be able to do so. Sun lands. They'll have the Lucent Beam. Fly dead on his screen already. Ogre trying to get something done. Fly finally falls to Monet. Without Kaka really being there, as he was... Well, he unfortunately had that salve stopped, and that means a lot because he's out of lane, and that allows that rotation to happen and go very favored for Aster.
Don't mind me.
A tithe to the impurities.
Bring Fly back. Only Aster have that ward in between the tier 1 and the tier 2 over bottom. And ooh, Emo now going down. Borax hoping to get that kill. White Album will grab some help there to finish off the puck, and it just... White Album kind of gets away with that where he didn't the last time, diving the tier 1 tower. So at least something goes his way.
I was not expecting that at all.
Haven't really talked about the offlaners at all.
Tower is under attack.
You mean the safe lane? Tide, right?
Well, yeah. sure.
XXS pos 1. He's like, hell yeah. Oh, the puck again. Oh, has a haste soon this time.
Dire's top tower.
Junko committed. They get the Waning Rift, but they can't really commit to this. They've got 3 heroes over towards mid, and yeah, that leaves Monet free bottom to go up against Ollie. Medusa's backed off into the jungle. That'll be solo experience right now for, you guessed it, the Ogre. That's how it's done.
Radiant are scanning.
I'm really interested to see all that. I'm really interested to see what the final tier 1 items are going to be on both teams. I think. Good TP.
Oh, Jesus. Even with the good TP, it was a lot of damage very quickly.
Okay, so both teams get a Possess Mask, so that's good for the Deuce and the Luna.
Dire's middle
Ollie.
is under attack.
He's so tanky, though.
He's tanky. He's trying to run back, get under the tier 1 tower. They're not going to chase him. The Cleave bounced to the tower and back over to him.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I guess the question is, will we feel this pressure from the offlaners? Obviously, you've got Ravage, but we've seen Brutes fall off pretty hard. Ravage always feels good.
Yeah, it does. I like that Tide is the one that TP's over, because otherwise this Brood's going to start running down mid and taking the tower, right? You need the Tide to be wherever the Brood is, basically. But yeah, I think the Brood definitely can be like a big force this game. The pressure can keep coming. Like, Aster won't feel safe in farming top right now, just because the Brood is there. And Tide's the only hero that can really stand against it.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Grab a tier 1 bottom. Still a pretty close game. JT going hood. He's got that soul ring, the arcane boots. He's been on that quite a bit.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I'm just
They're
interested
trying to
to
find
see.
Brood.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what the Brood does. Like, because like I said, I don't really play this hero. I'm not very good at it. So
Dire's middle tower is
I
under
like to
attack.
learn from heroes that I don't play, right? And see what their move is. Yeah, and as soon as the Tide shows top, Brood just runs mid. They're playing cat and mouse with each other.
Dire's
And they'll get the tier 1 over mid. Successful move and finally buys out on the hood. So JT will have that coming over. White Album getting spotted for a second. JT wondering whether or not he wants to go in. The post Nova. Not a lot of mana for White Album, though. I think maybe if JT recognized that he'd go in on the Leshrac, but instead he walks away.
Ooh, big ancient stack. Nice little 3 stack going on for the Luna.
Should get him close to the Dragonlance after this Mask of Madness.
So has the Possessed Mask still goes for the Mask of Madness. Maximize that farm speed. I'm wondering whether it's something to do with the Luna wanting to go for a relatively early butterfly, like second or third item.
Tide shows Arctic Burn, and it sends JT down towards this team. And that's XXS he shows in lane, and it's the same thing that JT's done every time. He's shifted down back towards mid, and this time they were ready with Lanham as well as Borax. So that's just playing the tendencies, because XXS, he didn't go at Brood, because he knows what JT's been doing in terms of his movements.
Yeah, and the big thing about that is they didn't even have to commit Ravage either.
I think if XXS had gone right at JT, he might have even scurried back in the lane. So instead he just shows, and it's really well done there.
Oh,
Sharpshooter.
dancing shoes.
There we go. And that'll be a kill for Ollie.
Of course.
The carry getting another kill.
God, you can't let the carry get this many kills.
Starts to get that much farm, it could become a problem.
Radiant's top tower.
He's got 1,200 gold saved up. I'm wondering if he's going to buy out of the Veil. Still waiting. $2K lead. Top of the net worth right now is XXS on the Tide, who's looking to go into the Blink Dagger and then Satanic as he's picked up a Falcon Blade and a Hood. Interesting.
Yeah. This game's slowing down quite a lot, and it does just feel very much like a Deucer versus Luna farm show for a while, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels like a bit of a slog.
You know, both supports having a support that wants to kind of like go and sit in the dead lane. Oh, they see the
Winter's Curse. Or Spike will be there to follow it up once the curse is over. And now White Album's stunned, so it's lockdown on lockdown on lockdown. Loosen Beam, and then finally a finish for White Album.
Yeah, I appreciate that play by JT though. He wants to try and take the triangle away from the Luna and like steal as much farm as possible, right? But unfortunately, just fall.
Now, is his aggression and him not really pulling away like the Tide has, is that going to be an issue for this Brood down the line, or are you just are you serving your purpose in opening the map for Fly?
No.
Right, say that again.
So he's not exactly had the most pristine game, JT. He's died a couple of times. Is his space making for Fly enough for him, where, you know, is Brood falling off going to be a big problem like we've seen in the past?
It is a big problem, right? Because the Puck wants somebody to play with at the moment, but the Brood isn't really that hero. So the Brood kind of doing a separate own thing. They can't really make moves on the map, is basically what I'm saying, right? With their lineup the way it currently is, because the Brood's falling behind. I say that, they're gonna go for it.
And Sharpshooter being charged up, thrown from a distance over onto the Luna, but they've got themselves the Ravage as well as the Earthspike. That's not gonna land on an emo. They pop down the Eclipse, they get the kill into this Buck. Monet sitting very low, wanting to run, but the Fire Blast, of course it's Ollie who gets the kill on a Monet, but he'll lose his life afterwards. A 3-time spree taken out of the Ogre's hands as Borax gets the turnaround.
I'm surprised they managed to get the Luna. They did a little bit more damage than I thought they would, but good Cold Embrace coming through from Lanham keeps them alive a little bit longer. You know, and all in the meantime, though, this Deucer is just farming away, so good move for IG overall, even if they lose 2, I think.
White Album?
He's alright.
You say that. You say that. I have my doubts. Sharpshooter lands onto the Winter Wyvern. Blink forward from XXS. They've got themselves the Mystic Snake, and now the Earthspike lands. Winter's Curse, well placed, but do they have anything more to put on that? It doesn't look like they do.
Wow. Fighting their way back into the game. It's this Ogre. How do you beat the Ogre?
I'm not sure. How do you beat this Ogre?
It's so tanky, it's so annoying, like it just runs into fights. Reminds me of, remember when Solo used to play this hero a lot for VP? When he was on that roster?
Right.
They used to pick like a huge amount of Ogre, and he'd just run into the fight and tank a load of damage and just be annoying.
He's not going Veil. I'm a little disappointed. And by a little, I am really disappointed. I'm telling you, Glimmer Cape, Midas.
I mean, the Ogre's role's a bit different this game because the Bloodlust part is so good with the Deucer.
White Album surrounded by the Spiderlings, which were giving off the Aurora Borealis.
They all do die, though.
Yeah. Dreamcoil Monet caught for a second. They've got the Waning Rift, but now Borax with an Earthspike. That comes through on Akaka as well as the Hex. Emo trying to move forward, and Bushwhack won't land with the BKBB pop by Monet. They have a potential turnaround with Tide showing up. He's got Ravage off cooldown as well as his Blink. So if they were to push and want for more, or look for more, Aster would have been there and ready. A Grove Bow and Quicksilver Amulet. That must feel fantastic for IG.
That feels great. We'll see what Aster get in return, but yeah, I mean, I think the Luna would have escaped the... I don't think she would have got hit by the Bushwhack, but I think it's better to be safe there. Just pop the BKB anyway if you're not sure. Are they looking to smoke? Yeah, what's... Oh, they're just invading.
Couple sentries. Stack still beaming for Fly. He's keeping up with this Luna.
God, they're so neck and neck on the carries in net worth.
Yeah, pretty much right with each other.
Like 10 gold apart. Oh dear.
Fly trying to get some efficiency. Sharpshooter, meanwhile, from Kaka goes out
Dire's middle tower
onto Borax. So they'll take out the Lion, and this game net worth-wise is sitting even. 10-8 in favor of Aster for the moment. But is it an issue that we see the drop-off from Medusa, Brood, and Puck, whereas it's a little bit more centralized for Aster in terms of their net worth?
It's not a massive difference though, right? I mean, the Tide's obviously really farmed, which is great for him, but the others aren't too far away from each other.
is under attack.
I think you'd rather have more net worth on your Deucer anyway. You know, like, I don't think they mind the Brood and the Puck falling behind slightly, if it means that the Deucer's getting more space on the map to farm.
Right.
What does the Lion have? Because I think the Lion's such a key hero this game.
He's got Blink.
He's got the Blink and he's going for Force, right, okay. Because it feels like, yeah, okay, here we go.
Yeah, they'll catch Kaka. They've got themselves an easy kill onto this Hoodwink.
I was going to say, it's because it feels like we haven't really seen many clean jumps from Borax this game on the Lion.
And he's been caught out a couple times. He's 6-4-4 though.
Yeah, but there was a lot of kills in the laning stage early on, right?
Right.
Kind of retracts from that a bit. And you have to remember, considering how many kills there were in the laning stage, it's been a very slow game since. Are they going to go into Roche?
This would be fighting in a Ravage, which is a little bit difficult. XXS though, he's in the pit. They're going to go back and forth. Aster starting to try and retreat. Ignite thrown their way, and JT can come over and through his got himself the jungle pretty much covered in webs.
I was going to start singing the Welcome to the Jungle, but it didn't really feel like it was right for the moment, you know?
Do you have that Rockstar voice? Can we get a little
No, God, no.
You're not going to give us anything?
Not today. And I'd need to work on it to reveal it on stream, you know?
I was really hoping we would get something from you.
Have I just let you down, have I?
Yeah, I mean, if I was able to just hear you just scream out and belt out the words in that Rockstar voice, that weird like, wow, you know?
I'd probably just end up
with
coughing, let's be real. Luna a little bit scared at the moment. She doesn't see where the Radiant heroes are, so she's hanging around in the trees. Feels safe now the Tide's coming. He's actually going Satanic on the Tide, which I really like this game. I think you see this more on like position 1 or 2 Tides, where they go the Satanic like first or second item. I know 3-3's done it in pubs before. Ooh.
Ravage?
Ooh. Oh dear. Oh, that's tilting.
Wait,
Sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter, JT coming over, and let's see if he's got the damage. He does have help from both supports. It's taking a lot longer than they'd like it to, though. And eventually, JT does claim the kill on
Oh my God.
this Winter Wyvern.
It's so horrible playing Lesh against Skadi. Like, Flyfly just gets on top of you and you're so slow for a hero that requires mobility. It's like the same as Death Prophet as well.
Now they go into Roche themselves on IG.
They know there's no Ravage, right? So what are they afraid of? Their like big teamfight contribution's gone. How do they kill Ledusa and try and burst her relatively low? Yeah, really tough here.
They have to hope that they didn't watch the whiffed Ravage.
They
Bushwhack,
definitely know.
sharpshooter, and the break is out. They've got the cold embrace. Now Eclipse down, and it's only on Ali, who's quite tanky. It really didn't feel like he did
Monet's
much
just
of anything,
dying.
and Monet getting quite low. He does have his BKB ready to go. They continue to throw down these webs near the Roche pit, and this is just not what Aster need at the moment. They're trying to maybe slow down the Roche attempt, but it's still a minute until Ravage is up.
You have to remember the Deuce is out of mana here, or very low, so tankiness, like effective HP, isn't as high as it was before.
Actually doesn't even have any charges on that wand. Another Lucent Beam, Acorn Shot bouncing around. You've got 35 seconds until Ravage is up.
I love these Roche showdowns, where they're both like chucking spells at each
Waning
other across
Rift,
the river.
Dream Coil, and that's on to 2, but White Album's still not dead yet. And he's going to take the bullet on that sharpshooter. They're going to pop the BKB on Monet. They look over at Ali. They get the cone to the Ogre Magic.
Slow
The
he
right click's
is.
coming in from Flyfly. Isn't going to be enough. They've got the Gush moving forward. White Album's going to be the first one done to the side of Aster. He'll buy back. They've got Ravage in 10. IG still don't want to overcommit. Buybacks from both teams. One is a support, the other is a mid. So maybe not equivalent exchange here, and everybody who's a Full Metal Alchemist fan goes up in arms.
The Ravage is up now, though, and they've smoked up. They want to try and make that initial jump.
Smoke breaks. Bushwhack lands on 2. Acorn Shot bouncing around. They've got the Ignite as well as the Stone Gaze going through. Flyfly working with a little bit more mana this time around. XSS turning his back. He does have Ravage. Doesn't have Blink for 2 more seconds. And he's continuing to get hit here by the split shot. Flyfly just continuing hit on a White Album as well as XXS. They look over to the side. They've got the Waning Rift as well as the damage out of the Winter Wyvern. They get the kill on Alanum. JT coming around the side. They'll finish off 1. Can they get anything else? The Bushwhack lands on a 2. XSS, he might be a force or feel forced to throw a Ravage, and he's just going to hold it. He'll go down. 3 arrows dead without buyback. 4X and Monet, the only 2 to escape on the side of Aster, while IG fight that pretty flawlessly.
Wow. What a fight. I mean, obviously they tried to find that initial entry into the enemy high ground, right? But the Lesh broke the smoke really early on because IG have really great positioning on their high ground. And the Dedusa just makes this Lesh's game impossible. And that's a dieback on the Lesh, and look how far he is behind in net worth now. It's just... it's so difficult.
Wi-Fi controlling the entire fight, it seemed, as XXS and White Album wanted to run at the Medusa but never really found the opening to get there. XXS maybe looking for a blink into a Ravage, find the proper positioning, but that never came to fruition either.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Now he's got a Satanic.
Radiant's bottom
Oh
tower
dear.
is under attack.
Takes the tome on the Deucer as well because he wants to level 25 as quickly as possible. Enough to see that.
Monet only level
Dire's
18,
top tower
kind of
is under
behind.
attack. Radiant's bottom
Yeah, but he's got a
tower is
Dagon,
under
so
attack.
you can't help but like him.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Who's got a Dagon?
That puck.
Oh, Puck. Sorry, I was talking about Monet.
Oh, sorry. It's the observer camera was on the puck when you said it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't know what
Dagon level 2, and also Brood's building one.
Oh, really? They're going double Dagon.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Going into
Oh, he has
Operation...
E-Blades. Yeah, okay, so E-Blade Dagon. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
Operation Blap Blap. Well, really Blap Blap Blap, because you've got E-Blade.
And Sharpshooter as well. all the nukes this game. They're holding the high ground really well here on Aster, but the spiders just give free vision whenever they run up.
Link forward with the gush, and they're going to find themselves Fly. They've got the initial stun. Anchor
Getting
smash,
low.
right clicks in, not a lot of mana to work with. Can they get the first life out of the hands of Fly? Yes, they
Wow.
can. They've got XXS with Ravage ready to go, and it's right on top of him. It hits on Ollie. They've got the finger, now out of mana. The Eclipse is going to be down. Coming up from Monet, they get the kill on a Fly. They look over the rest. JT trying to run. Dream Coil only on a 2. They've got the Cold Embrace. That'll heal up Borax. The break is out on a White Album, and that works out really well for the side of Aster.
They just can't approach the high ground, and Fly's kind of standing just below it, right? Cool. They might be able to try and turn and find another one here on Aster. Oh no, the Ignites. No.
Any Veil? Still no Veil.
Unbelievable. Great kill though for Aster, and all of a sudden this Luna's feeling really good about her game. They just picked up the Daedalus before that. Oh, there's a Paladin sword though for the Radiant side.
So they'll have Dagon on Brood, Dagon 2 there, Sharpshooter, E-Blade. I guess it goes from Operation Blap Blap Blap, and once you hit 4, it's becomes Operation Gratata.
Radiant's bottom
I don't
tower
mind the
is
huge
under
amounts of
attack.
bursts though, because I think
It could potentially work, right?
the most important thing to do is kill the supports on the dire side, and you want to deal with them as quickly as possible, right? Especially the Wyvern. Because they don't have great jump on a lot of their heroes. I mean, it's only really the Puck, right? So if the Brood can get into the backline, you know, relatively near as well and get that Dagon off, the Wyvern will die. And huge amounts of magic damage against this Cold Embrace is fine as well.
They found the Puck.
That stun! That crit took away half of Puck's HP with one Lucent Beam. Jesus.
Yeah, JT in some fights has done a really good job of wrapping around and getting in onto these supports in the backlines. You know, on XXS, he uses one Anchor Smash and cleans up all the Spiderlings. Not the best microing from JT.
Yeah, happens.
Bottom tower is under attack.
No.
Invisibility.
Oh no, the lags.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Oh, I think we're back. Maybe not.
I'm still here. I can hear you.
No, I'm just saying with the
Radiant's bottom tower is
The Great
with the-
Firewall.
oh yeah, okay. It happens. It happens. Oh my god. That was terrifying.
A tithe to the impurities.
And there it is, Dagon 5. Or, sorry, Dagon 4. For Emo.
Psychic Headband on the Puck's so good as well. Obviously, the extra in the concentration and everything is great, but the ability to push people out of coil,
Radiant's
snap the coil,
bottom tower is under attack.
fantastic. There we go, we're back, Beacop.
Dire's middle tower is
It
under
didn't last
attack.
very long.
We're good? We're there? We're going Aeon Disc now, so no... Wait. He bought
He
out
didn't
on
go for
Aeon Disc,
Dagon.
and he didn't go for... I'm just looking at his courier to see, just in case. Making sure. Ollie going Aether Lens. Still not Veil.
Not Veil, not Midas. What's the point?
What's the point of being an ogre? He should
Yes.
get Dagon.
He has the Arcane Boots though, so the Aether Lens isn't very expensive, really. Just disassemble those.
Dire are scanning.
God, it's such a slow game, Beacop, I tell you. It's nice though to see different styles from different teams, though, right? I will say.
It's
know,
not
some
just
ga-
the same all the way down the board.
Exactly. You know, like some games are really hectic and things, and you know we have so many kills, but others do slow down. And I think both teams are just quite happy for their carry to farm, right? I think with this Scardy timing from Aster, though, you can see they do want to make something happen here.
And if they do... Ooh! Not so tanky this time, are ya? They get the kill on Ollie. They look over. They found JT. Puts the Aeon just together, and that will go off. Hard to find him within the webs.
Ooh.
A little late there. Right idea. Wrong spot. Mother thinking about Shard. And that's that AoE Silken Boa with an 80% mischance.
Yeah, it's very good. Have you seen the Tides going Daedalus as well?
Tide carrying.
Hell yeah.
I'm a fan of this. Look at the damage coming out on the emo. Borax gets credit for that kill.
Emo sees them all top trying to chase the brood, and he's like, "Okay, I'll go deal with bot lane. I'll just shove that lane out." Well played by Aster to set up, knowing he would be there.
This is my shot.
You can't help but feel that IG, they were in such a commanding position. And then all of a sudden, that first Aegis usage was just... Ooh.
Oh boy, JT. In a lot of trouble. BKB popped by Monet, goes right after the spider and squashes him. Squashes the arachnid. Like we talked about yesterday, you just got to be here for all of the jokes throughout the season.
Yeah. You can't just half-hearted, guys.
And be here for some.
There's still a tier 1 top standing as well on the Radiant side. I feel like they could have just run over and hit it.
Both the off lanes have their tier 1 still standing.
Roche spawning, as you can see on screen right now, in 25 seconds. Aster want to try and take a fight before, though. He went Hex on Tide instead of the Daedalus.
I'm disappointed. But the Hex comes out on a 5-5. They're going to go after this Radiant side. Sharpshooter comes through, but they've got the finger again of the damage on Ollie. He is now 6-6-5.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This Hex doing big work on Tide, actually. Especially against the puck, right?
Yeah.
It's really good. Yeah, not what we expected, considering he had the Daedalus built up before, but a great item choice.
And he's going Shard. So Shard Daedalus, he's really trying to get this Anchor Smash to do quite a bit.
Big damage to buildings as well.
Radiant are scanning.
Into Roche they go.
It's gonna go.
Dire are scanning. Your shard
He'll just pick up the Shard that way. Now he can go right into the Daedalus. That Anchor Smash doing much more damage now.
Yeah, they're gonna go and look to hit the top tier 1 now, it looks.
Radiant's top tower
So we were
is
saying
under
before.
attack.
Tide ripping through it.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
That's money in the bank that they finally withdraw.
What did that Luna just have in her inventory? Was it Basher?
No.
What's the one in her backpack?
Radiant's
Oh, Mask of
Mask of Madness.
It looked like Basher to me. I was like, Jesus, what's happening?
One's a mask, one's a basher.
My eyes aren't very good. That's all. I'm getting old.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
See that?
Oh,
Hex Gush coming through, Lucent Beam, and the kill out onto Kaka. Multiple Hex is always nice to work with. You've got the Hex on Tide and the Hex from Lion. So you just transform as you're trying to run from your enemies. First you're a fish and then you're a pig.
Haste.
Oh,
emo.
Radiant's top
yeah.
tower is
Kind of living on the edge there. I thought Lanham within the Arctic Burn for a second might see him.
There's no creep wave, and Emo's trying to skip, but misses the first creep wave that's coming towards the tower. Going to go for the one behind it instead.
is under attack.
Yeah, but Luna has more than enough damage to make sure that these creeps don't take any damage coming in on this. And then one anchor smash, and there goes the tower.
They
So-
know.
Fallen.
Yeah, they know the puck wants it. They found him. Yeah.
Yeah, they found him. Finger, and there's the Winter's Curse. Trying to take away his mana and make sure they can't leave. And they found him. White Album comes over, and with the Diabolic Edict,
Oh, Monet.
we'll finish him off.
His whole team went to
What?
chase the puck.
He's got Divine Rapier queued up.
Why not? You don't even have
Tied
to go
it.
in the fight. You just beam them.
Yeah. Like he did right there. Goes after Ali, gets the kill. No buyback
Glaives.
available on this Ogre. Leaves starting to bounce around. Bushwhack catches onto Monet. We're staffed back by Borax, and they're going to get the Cold Embrace. So they're going to keep this Luna pretty healthy with the BKB being popped by Fly. Now Kaka moving forward. Acorn shot, Bushwhack. That's going to lock down XXS, but he's very tanky, and he doesn't quite care. Now you know that the BKB is done for Fly, and he can't really chase because they've got the shard on White Album, and it's really such a great zoning skill when you've got that shard, especially the second and third
Great Ravage.
coming up on the split earth. They've got the Ravage coming in from XXS. They get the kill on a Fly. They look over at J2's out of mana with a 3-man Bushwhack coming in. The Aeon Disc gets procced, and they'll call
They call
GG. They know they don't have the Medusa for 90 seconds, and they will lose game number 1 to Aster. It was a farm fest for a lot of it, but ultimately it goes the way of Team Aster in game number 1.
Yeah, get a pick off. Go and find second Roche. And the game, the game just always felt like theirs after that, right?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, that's probably the least impactful I've seen Emo in quite a while. I mean, he's normally so good on these, like on these spirits, these pucks, these heroes that like to roam around and get things done. But his game